Hadn't,
well,
you might have got away with some of this, but here you are on a line.
Not at all.
The lips
James,
are moving.
This is part of the conversation, James. You're saying one thing.
No. I'm telling you the facts, and you're now spluttering inanely.
I'm not sputtering inanely.
Oh, no, you are. Again, that's another fact.
All right, so in this call, you're going to hear a caller who claims to be in the military call into James's show and defend one of the UK's most recent controversial policies. He thinks he's making a logical point about cost, but he's missing one critical verifiable fact. And James is about to use that fact to dismantle his entire worldview live on air. If you want to see more videos like this, hit the like and subscribe buttons, and don't forget to ring the notification bell so you never miss a video. Now let's watch this together, and then I'll give my 2 cents at the end.
Jim's in Watford. Jim, what would you like to say?
Hello, James. Well, one potential way of looking at this is, yes, we've got immigration into this country. We've got to offer these people a very safe and secure way of seeking asylum and going through the natural process then of whether they're legitimate or not. But perhaps one element to look at here is purely the cost of it. And by all accounts, it's costing £5 million a day. So £5 million a day, 365 days in the year, that's just under 2 billion. So when you take the defence
what's costing that?
So by all accounts, the government is.
Well, what do you say by all accounts? I don't mean which accounts.
Well, the government actually says that immigration costs £5 million a day.
No, it doesn't. I mean, immigration is a net positive for the British economy. You must be talking about a specific...
No, looking after asylum seekers.
Well, that's nothing to do with immigration, is it? Immigration is everybody who wasn't born here but currently works here and the financial contribution that they make to the country. So if you want to, by all accounts it, we'd have to do a calculation there, wouldn't we? And also, I'm very much in favour of letting asylum seekers work, as they are permitted to do in other countries, in which case the cost becomes zero overnight. So we've solved that problem.
I have no problem with that. If once they've actually proved who they are and what they are, because our borders aren't
they can
safe.
work. They can work while the application is being processed.
Well, I work in the military.
In other countries.
Well, I work in the military, and part of my role is to keep this country safe.
Yes.
So by doing that, when you're actually seeing people actually rolling up on your doorsteps without any paperwork, and there is a huge amount of military.
But they're not going to go through the application process, are they? Under your scheme, they're just going to disappear into the black economy, and that of course won't cost the country anything.
Not at all. But anybody that's arriving in this country without paperwork, that's seeking asylum, for instance, we need to put them through a process. Now, one way of looking at this, what success could be like, is to reduce the cost of that.
Well, you keep going on about this, but the cost of sending them to Rwanda, as opposed to letting them work while they're being processed here, is going to be immeasurably higher.
Well,
I mean, I'm sure you don't mean to, but you sound like someone who's desperately trying to come up with a theory that doesn't sound callous and racist to justify something that actually appeals to you on a more base level. But I'm sure you're not. No, absolutely. I'm categorically sure you're not. I'm just warning you that that's what you sound like.
It's just one way of looking at it.
But it isn't, though, is it? We've just established that this is a pointless argument, which is why it sounds a little bit like a fig leaf designed to disguise something uglier, because you can reduce the costs of asylum applications overnight by letting asylum applicants work and earn a crust and even pay perhaps some taxes. And the cost of sending them to Rwanda, if there are 5 people on the plane tonight, is going to be £100,000 per capita. So how does that save us money?
But that's assuming those people that are arriving in this country without any paperwork.
Well, you keep saying that they're arriving without any paperwork. So what do we do? This Iranian fellow, this Iranian policeman, presumably arrived with his Iranian passport, and they're trying to deport him. So again, it's one of those figures of speech that I keep hearing from people who seem to be desperately trying to sound, well, that's not beat about the bush, Jim. It's like a phrase that's used by people who are desperate to pretend they're not just racist. So what do we do with this Iranian police officer? He's got his passport with him. Why are you talking about people who haven't got any papers when he was supposed to be on the plane today?
Well, once you've established who and what they are, but you firstly need to establish who and what they are.
Well, that's what we do. That's the asylum application process.
Yes.
And he's still getting deported.
You're not being deported.
Mate, his ticket was cancelled yesterday. If it wasn't for those lefty lawyers, he'd be in Rwanda tonight.
They're not deporting them. What they were actually doing is moving them off country into a safe place while they actually go through their process of seeking asylum in this country.
Yeah, and if it succeeds, no, Jim, you've misunderstood that as well. If the application succeeds, they stay in Rwanda, Jim.
No, they have. Well, that's not what my understanding. My understanding is they have
with
a right.
respect, I don't care what your understanding is. I deal in the facts. If the application is successful, they stay in Rwanda. So your whole support for this scheme is based upon ignorance.
I wouldn't say that at all, James.
Well, what would you say? How would you describe thinking something is true that categorically isn't? What word do you prefer? Because I'm keen to be generous.
Well, you're telling me now something that is different to what I've been instructed about, which is the fact.
Well, who instructed you, Jim?
Well, process is part of my job, so.
Yeah, who instructed you that the people who successfully apply for asylum in Rwanda get flown straight back to Britain?
No, they have a right. Then, if they're given...
No, they don't, Jim.
British...
But who instructed you this? Because if this is something that people in the British military are being instructed about, and it's categorically wrong, I'm 100% confident of that. We've got quite a big story on our hands, and I'll have to alert the news desk. So who told you that the successful applicants can come back to Britain?
James, I can't go into that. But...
Oh, you have to, Jim. Seriously. It's all right. I've signed the Official Secrets Act.
So
yeah. So who told you that,
there,
Jim?
James?
Who told you that nonsense? Or have you just humiliated yourself on national radio?
No, not at all. And
so who told you then?
Perhaps, James,
who told you, Jim?
To some of your colleagues.
Possibly I do, Jim. But I'm listening to you. I'm listening to you at the moment. So who gave you this false information upon which you've based your entire support for a racist policy?
It's not, James, it's not a racist policy.
Mate, you didn't know what the policy was until I told you 3 minutes ago. How can you even have an opinion on it?
Well, I've been told the policy
by
is
who?
Very different.
Who told you that?
My superiors.
Now you're lying.
I'm not lying, James.
Okay, so who told you that successful applications in Rwanda, just give me the sort of job description of what they do or the rank.
James, this is just coming down through paperwork in how
Can I see the paperwork?
No, you can't see the paperwork.
Because it doesn't exist, Jim. Nor can you. It's imaginary paperwork.
James, listen.
I have listened. That's the problem, Jim. If I hadn't, you might have got away with some of this. But here you are, on a line.
Not at all.
The lips
James,
are moving.
This is part of the conversation, James. You're saying one thing.
No. I'm telling you the facts, and you're now spluttering inanely.
I'm not spluttering inanely.
Oh, no, you are. Again, that's another fact.
Not at all.
So, final chance. Who gave you the duff information about this?
James, it's duff in your opinion, and your opinion only.
It's not an opinion, Jim. It's written down in law.
James, it's not written in law.
Okay, Jim. You going to tell me who told you?
No.
Have a great day, mate.
And you. Bye-bye.
All right, so that caller, Jim, based his entire support for the ridiculous Rwanda policy on a complete and total falsehood, which was the idea that successful asylum applicants get to come back to the UK. As James correctly stated, they were never intended to come back to the UK. They were always intended on being repatriated to Rwanda. And once his core belief was shattered, did he admit his mistake? Of course not. He doubled down and invented a conspiracy. And this is exactly what happens in the modern age when you pin down the right wing. They come up with conspiracies rather than admit defeat and look embarrassed, which, I accept many people wouldn't like to do. They confect a conspiracy theory. And James forces Jim to confront the source of his misinformation. And where does Jim end up? Blaming mysterious paperwork from his superiors in the military. He went from a confident policy expert to a man hiding behind an unverifiable, almost certainly imaginary chain of command. And then he hangs up. Well, not hangs up, but, the call ends pretty quickly because he can't defend the indefensible. He was supporting a policy he didn't even understand. And in the years since this call, we've seen how this has just grown and grown and grown, and now you get misinformation by the bucket load almost every day on LBC. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button for more, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching.